Good morning. Damn, this is like way too much above my fucking face. Hold on here. Okay. Okay, so for days now, I have been getting 555s, tower moments. And I'm like, okay, is this collective? Is this for me? It's both. It has to do with these changes. It has to do with this eclipse coming in. It also has to do with this new moon in Libra. So the towers have been rolling in, okay? For myself. You cannot run from them, okay? Is what I'm getting from this. I was also getting, when I was sitting on here waiting for the live to kick in, I was getting the Humpty Dumpty thing, right? So it's a rough morning this morning. There's been tower moments that started coming in, little ones, like to start the bigger ones. And Spirit has been calling me and pushing me to do something because I'm in the ending of cycles, and I'm needing to make sure that it's ended and closed out, meaning I speak the fuck up and say something. It is obvious in a way that there's endings, there's this closure, right? But for some reason, in regards to my pathway, my journey, it was relevant for me and important for me to make sure that the cycle's closed out and it's stated from my behalf. And Spirit was letting me know, like, people are trying to like nitpick this, that, trying to get in an open doorway or whatever. And I need to make sure that like the doorway is closed. And it's been like one thing after another. There's so much going on, it's ridiculous. There's like the tower moments of in regards to, do my chickens have a place to go? Because I have to leave. I'm moving. And someone had said that they would take them. Now it's just been playing games. This motherfucker's been playing games. And then won't contact me and just bullshit. And it's like I'm down to the fucking wire. And like a whole bunch of shit like went down yesterday, different things in regards to family and closing out those cycles. When I was preparing to come on here, I was clearing out and making sure my decks were okay. And strength in the tower kept showing up when I was clearing out the decks. And to top it off, probably about a week ago is when the tower moments started coming in and where I started seeing the fives, and it has not stopped. Like I'll see them in the evening and in the morning, as well as like 505 or different things in regards to tower moments. This morning there was a tragedy with my animals. So I've been dealing with that all morning. It's not all the way dealt with. I need to dig a grave. And it was a child, so it's even more heartbreaking. Something attacked her and shredded her to pieces. So it's just one thing after another. So it's like, okay, I'm dealing with this, and I've been feeling more and more coming in. I'm like, what the fuck? And so this morning I'm feeling whatever, and I'm trying to like calm myself down. And like maybe it's just the stress, the anxiety from what's going on. It keeps getting worse. And so when I'm clearing out the cards, I made sure I was okay clearing out the cards. I kept taking a break, thinking I'm coming on here, trying to make sure I'm calm, whatever. It's just the energies won't stop. They just are. The momentum is gaining strength. You can't run from the shit. And I know this is in regards to me, but this is also energies people are dealing with. So they're having me speak about what I am dealing with. Anyway, so that energy that I'm feeling just keeps gaining momentum. So it's the energy of you can't run, you can't hide from it. It's inevitable. And then the Humpty Dumpty thing was coming up when I was sitting on here waiting, being just broken apart, trying to put yourself back together again. That's pretty much the analogy of Humpty Dumpty. I heard that in my fucking head. Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. And then it was the, trying to put yourself back together again, right? I was like, oh, fuck. How fuck? And then it's like dealing with those cards and clearing them out and having the strength, and then another tower. Like the tower card, and it's showing another tower moment coming in. In regards to toxicity and family, and trying to close up these cycles, people are trying to, I don't know what fully is going on. I tried to reach out to one of my children, actually both of them. It was in the group chat for them, and asked them if they were speaking to my mother. Because she was texting me after trying to close things out with her and then my sister. I've already closed out with a whole lot of family members. A lot of them I just, I was trying to get a hold of them. I wasn't able to. So then I reached out to them. I said, and just closed it out and then blocked them. And because they're trying to get a hold of them to speak with them didn't work. So I've been closing out all of these, familiar relationships that are toxic. And in regards to this, pretty much they were closed out in that way of, the tower moments kept coming down, and but it's not over. That holding on and needing to be known, standing in my truth that it's over. Well, anyways, my mom sends me shit calling me crazy and haha, here he comes, and crazy, and just all this bullshit. And I did not respond to her. She's, up to her antics, and she's projecting. Okay. And then she sends to the group chat with my sister and my sister-in-law. It's not a screenshot, so I don't know if she wrote it. I don't know if she just copied it and sent it, and if one of my children sent it to her. In regards to some of the situation that's going on in regards to myself and whatever. And my daughter expressing her concern, her worry, how upset she is. Also throwing my mother underneath the bus. Now, if this is my daughter, then she's throwing her. If it's either one of my children, it's my daughter. But I reached out to them and I'm like, hey, did one of you message Michelle? Please stop. I appreciate you. I love you, but, you don't need to worry. And this isn't going to solve anything. Because my mother, if my daughter did do this, my mother sent this to the group chat. And she sent it to the group chat to try to get a reaction, as well as this is what narcissists do. In toxic families, I was the scapegoat, I was the doormat. So what it was, where it was taught, my mother was, I grew up in abuse. And so in regards to the abuse, it wasn't just my mother, but my mother and her hatred and her anger, she always took it out on me, and her jealousy. Okay. And then she taught my sister to do the same thing. And then my other siblings. So these dynamics went on where I was the punching bag. I had to parent and try to parent abusive parents, as well as parent my siblings, because I was the oldest, and then be abused for anything that they did wrong. And whenever they were upset, especially my sister, she was allowed to beat my ass, and I was not allowed to fight back. And if I did in any way, then I would get my ass beat, and then she would be allowed to beat my ass even more. This is what my mother would allow her to do. And then my mother would try to get my dad in on it and try to get him to beat my ass, and all of these sick dynamics. And then I've been doing a lot of research in this healing journey, because not realizing that, when I thought I ended the cycle in regards to abuse with my ex-husband, I fell in the trap again, right? I hadn't spoken with my family in about 15 years. So, they lied, pretended that they changed, and all of these dynamics, as well as was utilizing my situation to their advantage and future faking and all these other narcissistic things. And needless to say, my mother has abused my daughter, both of my children. My daughter has been like sexually abused or my daughter's been raped. And my mother, a few months back, like I posted it on my Facebook and I posted it on TikTok to expose my mother, because this is when things were really crumbling apart. And she kept attacking me and it wasn't working. I was ignoring her. Um, and so then she went after my child. And so then she was abusing my child, and knowing like certain dynamics, like she was just calling her all these names and like shaming her. And that's narcissistic abuse. Trying to get to me. That's fucked up. That's your grandchild. She at the time had not, was it before she turned 22? Was she still 21, or was it right after her 22nd birthday? I don't know. Needless to say, she probably was 22, because I think it happened because she's been 22 now since March. But I know it was sometime closer to around her birthday. It was like springtime-ish. And so these dynamics go on. My daughter has been letting me know for months now, because of what's going on in regards to my family and my mom stalking me and abusing me, and then me trying to avoid them and everything else, that my mom has been reaching out to my daughter a lot, trying to call her and text her and get a reaction out of her. And my daughter's been ignoring her. Well, I don't know now if my daughter did that or not. Even if she did, you're not allowed to express your emotions. You will be attacked for it. And so that dynamic is going on where I'm the one who started the group chat. I started the group chat because of the way the dynamics were going on of that situation of they teach you, there's like it's some type of like emotional kind of like sexual abuse in a way, is how some stuff that I've come across, because of the dynamics of the emotional abuse and how it's like some sense of like a sexual abuse, because it's emotional in the intimacy of it and pulling in the other dynamics of making sure you involve other people to drag someone and shame them and blame them. It's not just the monkey making. It's all these different dynamics in regards to narcissistic abuse. And so these things go on behind closed doors, and then they end up spreading, like the gossip chain. But then you end up hearing it from others. They attack, they take the other person's side, like all this unhealthy shit involving people. And this was going on, and it just kept getting worse over the last couple of years. I've allowed them in my life. It's been like 7 years now I've allowed them in my life. And so it's gotten worse. And so finally, when I was like, okay, this is not going anywhere. This needs to be closed out. No one is changing. No one is growing. I'm done. So I opened up this group chat because I was tired of the bullshit. And it was like, I want to kill all stones at once. I want my side to be heard, instead of this going back and forth and lying and making up shit in regards to what I'm saying. So I said, everyone involved that is in the chain, in the beginning of the chain and the head of the chains, because they're all the head of their own chain, right? So they're all connected to this chain and then have their own links. And so in regards to that, I was like, I am going to make sure I send everything in a group chat so that there is no one can, they will distort what I say because of their perception, but it's still there, and they can't distort it more in the sense of lie. They can't lie in regards to what I'm saying because it's there for everyone to see. Now they can still distort it and make up lies in regards to it. So I opened up the group chat in regards to try to kill this toxicity, this immaturity. and allow it to like come to a head. But my mom sends this thing in regards to um, my daughter, like, and then trying to shame her, blame her, and get a reaction out of me, especially because then my daughter is, saying how, she's like a pathetic excuse for a mother, which is true. And maybe it's not the best thing for my daughter to say, but first off, she's fucking 22 years old. But at least my daughter prayed for her and talked about God. Okay, and said that God sees the truth, and that what she's doing is evil, and that she hasn't changed. So, to sit here and try to shame my daughter and then play a victim, um, is really sad. And those dynamics going on in spirit is like hounding me to address it, um, and how I'm going to respond, or if I'm going to respond. Um, So, anyways, there's a lot of things going on in my life. And they're wanting me to share because people do not understand. Um, they may know that what they're dealing with is unhealthy or toxic, but a lot of times emotionally, that's where um, emotionally, you're emotionally involved and invested in something, and this it is also emotional abuse. So it gets you stuck in this loop where you may know something's not right, you may be dealing with abuse, but you can't really see it, you don't understand it all, you don't understand the pieces or the dynamics. It's important that we understand the dynamics in like the game that we are playing, so to speak, the war that we are in. um So I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to be addressing this, or if I am or not. Um, I may just block. I may just block them because I've let them know that there will be no communication from me after this point. They won't have access to me. Now, yes, they stalk me on social media and all these other things. My family is very sick. Um, these are the dynamics, but that's nothing that I can control. All I can do is control myself, and I'm not going to allow this in my life anymore. I've tried showing them the way, I've tried leading them, I have tried all these other things. I can only do what I can do. I can't keep trying because it's at my expense. I'm not going to be the martyr. um, so in regards to that, I know I have a lot of stuff going on myself, and these towers are coming in. And so obviously more towers are coming in for me. Also, I'm sharing because I know that it's not just for me. People are in cycles of endings and completion, or needing to close things out. Um, and so, a lot of times it's like you keep being hit, and sometimes you feel like you're at your lowest and you keep being hit. And it's like what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. In those moments, what do you choose to do? What are you choosing to how are you choosing to take control over this? Or also, it's like, are you choosing to have love and forgiveness in your heart, even if you're angry, even if you're upset, disappointed, even if it's not fair? That is the only control that we have in regards to these situations, is our integrity, our virtue, the choices that we choose to make. And that doesn't mean that we're going to be able to forgive them right away. Forgiveness is something that we need to work on. I can understand and have compassion for their hurt and their pain. Their jealousy and hatred of me, and how they attack me, and how they have taught this, is a reflection of them and their pain. But I'm not going to take on these burdens. So in regards to this, it was you know my sister has been like, oh, at least you have mom now, and like all this bullshit. And I'm like, you can have her, and so she, this jealousy, have her, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Have someone who wants to abuse you. And my sister's made the comments of well, what did you do to piss her off? You know how mom is. This is condoning. This is acknowledging that someone is toxic, unhealthy, and being abusive. And so it's like, but then blaming and shaming the other person by like, what did you do? You know how she is. This is condoning abuse and then blaming and shaming the other person. I'm not doing those dynamics. So this has been going on, and then there's been conversations like where I put down boundaries, don't call me after 10 p.m. and this and that. And whenever I would call my sister, she will not answer. And she kept saying over and over, because I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk to you. I don't feel good. I don't, whatever. So she'll only call me when it suits her, right? That dynamic. And I kept putting my foot down and I wouldn't answer, and she'd keep calling and calling. And then she would send me text messages and messages of things like my brother passed away. And before he passed away, he was in the army. Okay. He was a paratrooper, and he came back with he was in multiple wars. He came back with severe post-traumatic stress from the last one. Okay. It just got to him seeing so many people die in front of him, blow up. Plus, when you're in certain situations, the things that he's also had to do to protect himself, right? And then come to find out that people are using children as ploys and decoys. But then, when you have to protect yourself out of that fear place, and come to find out they were a decoy and whatever, like that, taking an innocent's life, those things go on in war, and those things were very hard for my brother to deal with at the end of it. So he came out with severe post-traumatic stress disorder, and his life was falling apart. And he got into drugs. Needless to say, this is why my family got back in my life, because it got to a point where I reached out to them and I'm like, you need to get him help. You need to, do you know what is going on? Do you see how bad it is? Right? Because I don't live there, but I know, because he's contacting me and I'm always there for him. So a lot of times in the middle of the night, he would call me and I would be there for him and talk to him. And I had, for Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, I had, the sheriff and all these different phone numbers. So if he went unresponsive on the telephone, and that was the thing why he would call me, I was his lifeline. A part of him wanted to die, but another part of him did not, right? And so I was his lifeline. And so he would always call me, and he's shooting up heroin and shit, and just being really upset. And I was trying to do the best I could to be a support system to him, as well as encourage him and give him love, and tell him, oh, you can beat this, and you are stronger than what you feel, and just also be there to allow him to vent. So once I opened that doorway, my sister got really pissed off, and she was mad at our relationship, me and his relationships. And then she was saying how I coddle him. He's fucking struggling, and he calls me because he's so fucking high and he's afraid he's going to die. And it's that lifeline, and he's sharing it with me. And that's a burden on me. That's hard and hurtful. But I was doing what I could. There was times I couldn't answer the phone, but 9 times out of 10, I answered the phone for him, regardless of what was going on, or even if I was sleeping, and he called me because I knew. And in those moments, this may be the last time I have with him. So we make that sacrifice for people we love that are struggling, knowing, you know what I'm saying? And so anyways, it became this big shit show. And, so then something happened where she did some stuff, said some stuff, and then he hated me. And then he said I was dead to him. But God utilized that for my benefit, because about a month later he OD'd, and I would have been on the phone with him when he OD'd and died. So God utilized that, right? It was very hurtful. Then he died, and it was this, I'm dead to him. And then the attack and him taking and saying, oh yeah, my other family members, my siblings, oh, fuck you, you're a piece of shit. Yeah, they're right. Because he'd been speaking to them then because of that jealousy from my siblings, right? As well as my mother. My mother was involved in this. And so in regards to this, after he's dead, we stopped talking. Their big shit went down. And then in this healing journey, the doorway got opened back up. One, because, she was stalking my children, harassing me, harassing them. And then it was, oh, she's sorry, she's hurting. She was going through a lot of shit. That fuck Roy. Okay. And God wanted me to open that doorway. That doorway was for me to gain in regards to the situation and understand that it's narcissistic abuse, understand that it was emotional abuse, learn whatever it was that I did not learn, right? Um, so all these dynamics are going on. And I was setting down boundaries and all of these things, and they were being ignored, violated. And if I would speak out on it, then it was, I'm a fucking crybaby. I'm a bitch. Oh my God, am I really going there? Oh my God, I'm, just all this bullshit. And then it would be boo-hoo her. Boo-hoo you. You the fuck, this is that selfishness. And then it'd be brought up things about how I destroyed her. I wasn't there for her. How could I do? I was a child. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, hello. So all these dynamics kept playing out and getting to a head. And she was like, I'm like, I've tried calling you before. I don't call you, right? And I was like, why don't I call you? Because when I've tried calling, she's like, you're right. You don't ask nothing of me. I said, yeah. Why do you think I don't? I said, because anytime I've tried to call you, you don't answer me. You don't give a fuck. Well, I'm busy. I don't feel good. I don't feel like talking. And this kept going on. I said, but I'm supposed to answer the phone for you. And it was, well, if you love me and all this bullshit, right? So anyways, these dynamics kept playing out until they kept coming to a head, and this toxicity of bullshit. And oh my God, at least you got mommy, and I'm so jealous, and you can have her. And this is what I told her back then. You can have her. This is abuse. This is not love. And all of these dynamics going on. Anyway, so part of my job as a healer, and like my prophetic things that I have are from past lives, but they're not just from past lives. They are from trauma. They are from near-death experiences in this life, from the life that I have had, from abuse. So in regards to like that situation with my brother, my sister and my brother would talk shit about me on the phone after that happened, right before he died. And when I wouldn't answer her phone, she would send me copies of these text messages she tried to get to me, right? Emotional abuse, manipulation, shaming, blaming, ha ha ha. Well, you're not going to be there. You're not going to jump through my fucking hoops. Then now I'm going to hurt you. Now I'm going to destroy you. So all of this is going on and coming to a head. And now like trying to pull my daughter into it. And in regards to this, other times throughout this, when I would be speaking to my sister on the phone, one of my nieces would be in the background. There was multiple occasions where this happened, and my sister would try to shut her up, or then hurry up and try to walk away from her. But my niece would be in the background saying, ew, oh my God, what the fuck are you doing talking to her? I'm like, you don't even like her. You hate her. Oh my God. And all this shit. That was heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking. And, she would laugh it off, play it off, walk away. Oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Oh my God, she's so this. And oh my God, she's so crazy. And acting like I don't hear. No, I hear. I'm not addressing it. And so I'd put up more and more boundaries, or I would address it in another way. I was gaining in how to speak to them, because I was the doormat. I was the people pleaser, right? And so in regards to this dynamic, it was finding my strength and my footing, because I was thrown back in this. How the fuck do I deal with this? And so all of this is playing out again. So God, spirit, universe is closing out, and this time for good. It's closed out before for 10, 20 years, I grew up also in foster care. So there was lots of times where, throughout my childhood, I had nothing to do with my family. And so there's been lots of times that these cycles have closed out for them to come back into my life, to repeat the cycle and get like dragged down the rabbit hole further, right? And not understand and take on those burdens. So in regards to this is closing out the cycle for good. And understanding that no matter who you are, you can't keep up these dynamics, right? And throughout this process, I kept trying to teach my family what I was learning and gaining, and trying to also come from a place of compassion while teaching them, until there were certain points where I snapped and was like, what the fuck? This is abuse, right? You're going to sit here and do this and do that. Being pushed to because the teaching was not working, the being gentle, the being kind, that being loving, were taking my love for granted and advantage while abusing me and claiming it's love. So all of these dynamics are coming to a head, and then trying to involve my sister and other things. Um, life is like a hot mess. I know that I can be I didn't realize how stubborn I was, how hard headed. I've had to be a fighter. So in that sense, it's like, that's part of the reason, like, I have to keep being torn down. I'm such a fighter. My integrity in me, the things that I don't see, or even if I do see it, it's like, um, when you're fighting that shit, you can't change people. You can't. So it's learning. It's that growing in how to deal with this, and the more and more of how to deal with this. So like, you have that experience where you've tried everything. So you don't let things drag out so long if you're ever in something like this again, right? You're more prepared for something like this, so that you know how to end it right away, or you know how to allow it to escalate, instead of being passive and not, like, trying to keep the towers from coming. Okay. Um, and I think that's probably what I was trying to do, trying to keep the towers from coming, because I wasn't sure how to deal with it or something. I don't really know. Um, I'm not really sure. Um, if it was more of a subconscious thing, because of, like, not knowing how to stand in my truth. So all of it was needed, right? Not knowing how to, just ride it out and keep growing, as well as keep standing in my boundaries, and no one's getting it. It was like, it's karmic, and it's past life karma. So it's a lot of heaviness, which makes the cycle take longer to break free from, because you have to keep holding on to belief and to hope, as well as keep growing and fortifying yourself, and standing your fucking ground. I don't know how many times, like, trying to close out the cycle, and spirit's like, no, it's not time yet. What do you mean it's not time yet? I'm fucking tired of this shit. No, it's not time yet. Because spirit wants to break you down to the point so that you can see, and understand more, and get to the point of, seeing, okay, this is emotional abuse, this is gaslighting, this is this, and just seeing all these dynamics of it playing out, and then seeing also where you can start getting pulled in without realizing, and then being able to catch yourself. So it had to take place, so I could then start seeing what it was, understanding, accepting it, trying to put my foot down, and then also see sometimes where I was starting to get pulled in, or reeled in, or triggered, and like, maybe, um, you know, kind of, there was just that dance there of trying to stand in my footing. Um, so this big cycle for me is coming to a completion. And big cycles, people give up. People want to give up because they want things to be like this, especially when they're tired. You can't give up. For years now, for 3-4 years now, God, spirit, angels, my guides, ancestors, whatever, they have been hounding me and hounding me. You're almost there. You're so close. Don't give up. For years now, for fucking years, so many years. And I'm like, oh my God. And, in it, I found what it was. It wasn't just that. There was things God called me to do, and I wasn't listening. Oh, okay. And so it was all connected, and not saying it all, right? Because you're involved in that, where it clouds you. It clouds your judgment, where you're missing things, where God was calling me to do things. Like, he'd called me to start speaking out about it on my Facebook, what I was dealing with, how it affects me, and as well as, this is abuse, this is narcissistic abuse, this is, people suffering from jealousy and hatred, depression, other cluster B personality types. They had me researching a whole bunch of shit. And whatever. So it started off there, as well as other things like getting my chickens and doing my garden, and certain things I had already started. I'd started some things in Michigan, like, making dream catchers, and starting doing jewelry, and then I got into, like, doing my candles and all of this stuff, and all of these things that I was doing being myself, that I wanted to do. And then God was telling me, hey, you have to do this. and pushing me. And sometimes I'd go slow because of certain things that were going on, because they had that control over me, right? That abuse. No, you can't do that. Or then stealing from me so I couldn't do something. And like to set me back, that obstacle, and trying to oppress me. And, so it was like, okay, I didn't do everything God asked me to do because of that abuse, that control, that oppression. And, so that also played out longer because God knew what it would take also to get them to fully snap. Right. Um, and you have to, like, just everything was needed is the best way to put it. Anyway, so there's a lot of towers going on, with all these changes in regards to the planetary aspects and like astrology. We're all in our own cycle. Some people have now suffered the abuse I've suffered, but we all have suffered abuse to some level and degree, right? And part of my job is to help, be, I do like life coaching, spiritual healing. I'm a spiritual healer, so a spiritual leader. Um, Doing these readings, it's not just for fun or, oh, this is what's going on. This is to try to figure out what the problem is also, so we can heal, so we can overcome it. So that we can lead and help loving ourselves and shedding light to the toxicity out here, the programming, the limitations, the being put in a fucking box, the false love, the false God. For me, God is love and God is life, the breath of life. It's not about religion. It is the breath of life, that energy source. So it's like the false love that people claim to be love that actually just takes your life. So unfortunately, in this, it's like needing to speak a lot about my experiences and what I have learned and gained, is part of it also. I'm not always called to talk about myself, but my life is relevant, and my process, um, to help those struggling, going through abuse, no matter how extreme it is, to help with the healing, to help understand the dynamics of what you're going through, as well as how you need to then focus on yourself and see what is going on inside of you, what wound it is, um, what rascal, like in American Indian, like the medicine wheel, they call it a rascal, right? It's not a wound, it's not programming, it's not this, it's a rascal. It's a rascal because it's something that is like pesky there that you have to learn how to deal with and cope and gain the tools to overcome, right? And there's all these rascals in regards to everything in life. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull a few cards in regards to this tower energy, because it's not just for me. But they wanted me to go ahead and share about myself and some of what I'm dealing with in the cycles that I'm working on closing out. Because there is so much abuse out here. There's toxicity. We can all seem to be a narcissist at any given point in life. That doesn't mean that we are, because narcissistic behavior is toxic behavior, toxic actions. So even if you're not a narcissist, we all have displays and moments of toxicity, right? So regardless on what spectrum you are, if you're more like considered normal, what the fuck is normal? We all have toxicity we need to learn to grow from. My journey has been through the depths of hell, to help those overcome who have suffered more atrocities, I'd have to say, dealing with more devil energy, more toxicity. Anyways, I have no idea, but my anxiety is fucking going bananas. There was something else that I gained in regards to what they were trying to show me. And it's totally lost my mind, and I was like, have lost it. I've been like so stressed out. And I was supposed to share in regards to what I was talking about yesterday. The Zeus and like the third World War. in war, with the Z representing war. And if I remember, you know what, then we'll speak about it. If not, then I won't. And my coffee is hitting me. I'll be right back. All right, it is a big, sloppy sweater day today. My sweater is so many sizes too big, but I like it. It's comfortable. So I have to hurry because I know I need to work on my other readings, and I have to bury this animal. The crows are around, the vultures are swooping around, and I don't need more of a hot mess with the vultures trying to eat her. Some of my chickens have already tried eating her. I had to fucking yell at them this morning and try chasing them off. It's a hot fucking mess. Anyways, I need to smoke my anxiety. In regards to that toxicity, it is seeing how we have coped, seeing the programmings, that dynamics, so that we can face them. Like, are we escaping? Are we dealing with things? Because at the end of the day, no matter what we're going through, it is about us. It's not about somebody else. Yes, these things may hurt, but it's like, where is our responsibility? What role do we play? What is the dynamic in regards to the situation that we need to work on? But what I do know is that it's never a victim's fault. No matter what role they play in something, it is never their fucking fault to be abused, okay? So in regards to this, they want me to bring something else up of how people will try to use other things and superficial things to try to have a leg up over you, or superiority. It's that power trip ego, that vanity of being vain, to feel better about themselves so that they can try to distort your reality. Anyways, it's like being more mindful because, not being worldly, of not getting wrapped up in this superficial crap so that we are humble. The medicine wheel, in regards to not just the rascal, but everything is about being humble, being taught to be humble, in honoring everything and having this respect and integrity. And the medicine wheel has been really coming up a lot for me, like my American Indian heritage. Oh, fuck. Hold on. I have something going on with one of my hands. Oh my God, it's just one of them days. Um, the stray cats are freaking, it's, you know what, it's one of those days. I need to hurry. I have a lot of things that I need to be doing. So, because I need to get back on packing also. I'd be all over the fucking place. A Gemini with ADHD, you know, all over the goddamn place. Let alone when all this stress and all this shit is going on, right? You're more all over the place. So in regards to these towers, I'm going to go ahead. They're calling me to the moonology as well as the sacred circle. So we're going to start off with the sacred circle. All right, what do you have for us in regards to these energy spirit for who is in need? Us as healers are also supposed to be like supportive in the way to help you have strength, courage, and bravery to keep going on your journey and your pathway. You know, it's back to not trying not to escape, to face reality, to face the truth for acceptance, for growth. To not give up, to hold on to hope. A lot of us, you know, the world is meant to try to destroy you and take your hope or take your faith, to take your trust in your fucking self, right? So a lot of us in this healing process and healing journey need to reestablish hope, faith, and trust or belief in oneself, whether it was one, two of those things, or you know, all of them. But it all comes back to trusting at the end of the day, to coming into wholeness in alignment then with spirit and building your relationship with self, with the I am, and with the like God source energy universe outside of you, right? For your connection. Like the worldly ways and the abuse, the trauma, the limitations, they are meant to separate us from source. So it's like finding our way back home, right? So, you know, this system for like healers of the support system is to help people hold on to hope and faith, to have strength and bravery to keep pushing forward, because it's hard. We a lot of times we want it to go like this, but it's not that quick. How do you fortify yourself in trust and belief and building yourself up and your relationship with yourself and spirit and coming back into wholeness? This is a journey. This is a process and a long one. You know, and people just want that easy, quick fix. That's not how it is. That's not what it is. You know, unfortunately, and don't take that as a deterrent of, oh my God, well, I don't want to heal. Oh my God, I don't want to work on this. You know, think about the small things that you can do on a daily basis and stay dedicated to it, where then you are going to change your life. Imagine 6 months, a year from now, you know, and then 6 months, a year from now, you can add one or two more things, these small little things to start working on changing, to heal, to grow, to have the love that you want, the life that you want, what it is that you deserve. I'm talking about strength. We have valiant courage. Take action with passion. This is like a mix for me of the King of Wands with strength, the Strength card with courage, right? Um, all right, Spirit, let's see what else do you have. It's funny because they're taking action and they're heading towards the cloud, like towards that storm. It's funny, the buffalo and how sacred they are, how they feel, they see, they know a storm is coming, but instead of trying to outrun it, God, it's like I'm being dragged. Instead of trying to outrun it and avoid it, you have the courage to face it. You have that understanding to know that you can't run from it, because if you run from it, you're going to become exhausted and depleted more, and you may not overcome it. It's going to break you down more. You're going to, like the Humpty Dumpty falling off the wall. Humpty Dumpty sat up on that motherfucking wall trying to avoid falling, trying to avoid facing and, la, 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 looking at whatever, right? This is the analogy they're giving me. And it came up on Humpty Dumpty, right? And it made Humpty Dumpty fall. Humpty Dumpty couldn't just sit up on that fucking wall, ignoring and avoiding, trying to outrun it, trying to like take the high road, You're going to fall, and it's going to be worse. Then you're going to try to put all your, I'm being dragged, and then fucking being dragged. But it's knowing that there's a storm coming, there's something brewing, and something needs to change regardless of the spectrum. It can be as small as needing to know you need to make a change, and taking and knowing, hey, if I don't change this, then this is going to get worse. It's going to be harder to change it. It's going to be harder to make the change and have the courage, the strength to do so. And then I'm going to have more shit that I have to face to try to face that, right? Even if it's not a big ass tower and it's something smaller. So it's that like white buffalo spirit, that sacred spirit, in knowing, a storm's coming. I need to deal with this. I need to, if I want to try to overcome, then I just need to have that bravery and courage and fucking face it down, and charge at it, and know that I'm going to overcome, and then I can rest instead of trying to avoid and outrun it like the cow. And that cow sees a storm or knows a storm is coming. They turn around. They try to run away from it. And then by the time the storm comes, they may not make it through the storm because they depleted themselves trying to escape it, but it was unescapable. We have passion and pleasure, save your life. It came out underneath the valiant courage, take action with passion, and it came out sideways. Savor your life. It is learning how to live in the present, to have resilience, like the camel energy, in overcoming. Because you're learning to be happy, you're learning to enjoy life, you're learning to savor each and every moment, to make time to be happy. Happiness is a fucking job, honestly. It just doesn't, I'm just going to be happy, motherfuckers. I don't have to do nothing to be happiness. And why am I not happy? Some people are so miserable that, why am I not happy? It should just come to me. No, it takes work to be happy. We have to learn the tools to be resilient, to be able to overcome so that we can thrive. It's dark, right? There's a fire. That fire, and then there's the moon. It's like overcoming fear, overcome illusions, overcoming the obstacles of life. They're in the dark, but still having your fire raging, choosing. It's your choice, right? To learn to savor life through all odds, through all obstacles. To go after life and try to make the best of it, regardless of what's going on. Not in a distorted sense of the avoiding, right? There is polarity. It's funny because it's like in this healing journey, it was to come into unity. And they had me talking about polarity and the duality forever in regards to unity. And then all of a sudden it was unity. Then all of a sudden, like these energies, something's going on where it's the contrast again back to the polarity of like seeing the spectrum of what can be considered good or healthy, to what would be bad or unhealthy in regards to the same energy. And so this would be how like escapism or and that falsity, that happiness, right? This is that true happiness, facing those fears. That happiness is within, like your flame. They're pulling me to like the sacral, to what you create, and in regards to the darkness and the moon energy and overcoming it. We have joy and delight. Open your heart to joy. It's not just opening your heart to joy, it's the magic within you. They keep pulling me to the little magic and knowing that you are magic. It's tapping into your power also of creation. And that innocence within you. Anything else in this art, I am not taking all this shit. I will take this one though. Distant thunder. Came out under passion and pleasure. Savor your life. Clear the air. That came out sideways. Like someone struggling to face that, right? Because it came out sideways. Underneath the valiant courage, like facing that storm. Someone afraid to save your life. Someone afraid to face those fears. Someone afraid to be happy and indulge. So distant thunder, clear the air. Something's coming in. That's indicative of like a tower moment. That storm that's brewing. We have solitude. In silence, peace prevails. Because the answers are within. This is the hermit energy. It's funny they're wanting me to put this in a cross and put this at the top. Like faith, right? Faith, trust, belief, hope. Choosing your pathway is the overall energy. What it is you want for yourself, your happiness, your joy. What brings you happiness? Having the courage, knowing that all is possible. When I was talking about the overcoming the fear and the obstacles, it's also like your mindset, right? Overcoming like negativity, doubt, fear, and needing to like be grow or see where this has affected you, these patterns, your thoughts, the life that you come from, whatever it is, it's all relevant in regards to everything I've talked about today. So, all right, and the moonology. All right, Spirit, what do you have for us in regards to these energies for who is in need? What do you want us to know? What do you have? What's going on with these energies and these towers that are coming in, the storms, Spirit, that you cannot outrun or hide from? Like you can run, but you can't hide. And even though you may run, like you can't hide from it. We're meant to grow. And no matter what you believe in for yourself, God source energy, any of that, it wants you to be happy. It wants you to be tapped into spirit and understand that love, that unconditional love, that abundance, the flow that is there, and that this is a part of you. This is who you are. This physical world tries to take that away from you and make it in the superficial bullshit. So it's like also maybe overcoming lost lack mentality or victimization. The Leo energy. Confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. And then a time to give rather than take. Anything else, Spirit? Adjustments are required. Third quarter moon. I am not sure How the heck? One more. And then the bottom. All right. Or not the bottom because they're sending it to me. No, that's more than bring love into the situation, New Moon Aquarius. The hell? Hold on. This landed out on in silence, peace prevails, that solitude and adjustments are required. Like learning how to bring love to the situation. Finding those answers within. And in that solitude, it's like overcoming any triggers or fears, right? And understanding what is happiness to you. What do you want? So nothing will come of this situation void, of course, Moon. It's like not to go to fear, right, or victimization in regards to the storm or the distant thunder, or just the fear. Like don't manifest the fear. And conclusions are within reach, full moon eclipse. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull tarot cards. All right, Spirit, what do you have for us in regards to Humpty Dumpty? LOL. It's funny. Humpty Dumpty, look, she's up in a tower, like seeing the storm coming, but it's what they're showing me is like the Humpty Dumpty, like trying to go higher to like escape it, trying to stay safe and like avoid, trying to get to higher ground so it doesn't affect her. There's that duality here and that symbology, like you can't outrun it. Go to higher ground and avoid it. No, the higher ground that they want you to take is like the higher perspective, to choose to deal with it in a higher way, whatever it may be, like higher perspective, more loving, right? What is of love? Bring love into the situation. What is going to be serving of everyone. It's like don't people like to go low and blow below the belt is what they're giving me, and it's like go high. All right, we are doing the Josie something. The Paulina, the creator of the Paulina Tarot, is also the creator of this deck. It's Josie something, I believe. I don't have the information for it anymore. What do you have for us in regards to these energies for whoever's in need, Spirit? What's going on? What are the situations that are coming in? Or possible situations, energies that people are dealing with? Show me heartbreak. The Three of Swords. They brought it to my attention. So it's heartbreak. It's backstabbing, betrayal, that loss, that grief, from heartbreak. Let's see here. What do you have, Spirit? The Page of Cups. The courage. They're telling me like the courage that you need to have is in regards to your Page of Cups energy, your emotional well-being, your innocence. Oh, the passion and the pleasure, savoring your life, being in that innocent childlike energy in regards to your heart space and the magic within, and not allowing anything or anyone outside of you to distort um, your own happiness, your joy, as well as the innocence. It's like an honoring of the inner child in a way, and holding space for that, allowing that inner child to shine and like come out and play, right? I mean, it's weird. It's like a come out and play energy, and be the come out and play energy is more like being a part of your life. Um, those emotions and that innocence. So whatever was holding down and holding back that innocent, the child within, and those emotional waters of happiness and love and peace and pleasure, and like full of all these innocent, the pure emotions, to be able to it's like recapture this energy within you through the hardship and through life, so that you can maintain this and hold on to this energy. Like, this is what true happiness is about. And living out your dreams is being able to recapture this energy through the toils of life, like the toils and labors. I don't know, they're giving me toils. What's toils? Am I even saying it right? Like through atrocity, through hardship, through heartbreak, yet still being able to have purity, a pure heart, and overcoming all of that. So your heart space can be open and pure, that innocence. The hanged man, the transformation. That's the butterfly energy. So it's going from the caterpillar to the butterfly and transforming anything that was like keeping your heart pure or closed off, um, keeping you from being happy. The 10 of coins, for your long-term stability, for your legacy. Um, in reverse. It's the death that came out in reverse, and it landed on distant thunder. There's that like running. There's that avoidance. It's like needing to make the choice to face this, like I was talking about before. Upright, this is Isis energy. This is rebirth. This is the phoenix rising. This in rebirth. This in reverse is like that running from it, that that not knowing how to transform or overcome, maybe needing the strength. There's a fighting of it. The afraid to go through the portal. The afraid to transform and go through the portal, like the fear of happiness that I was picking up on earlier. Um, Fear of failure, afraid to be hurt more. So like somebody is struggling to clear the air. It's like, what if their joy gets taken away? Like if they go through that portal. This feels like somebody else. Like struggling to deal with their emotions, to face them. And the giving, the building. Death in reverse. It's like the hiding underneath the rock. I told you I was feeling that energy. The hiding underneath the rock energy that I was picking up on a couple days ago. That's the avoidance. The avoidance of speaking their truth. The avoidance of sharing their feelings. Sharing what they want. Afraid to face it. Like hiding underneath a rock, trying to hide their feelings is, afraid to hurt or afraid to go through that portal to lose it. That's a separate energy, though, from the other energy that I was picking up on. But it's relevant because, they need to have courage also. It's just a different storyline. And I'm not going back through over the cards to explain how it's relevant to this other energy source. This is also someone's like afraid to lose you. Afraid to experience love also. There's too much. I need to go on. I need to move on. I'm starting to pick up on a lot of other energies. The Queen of Wands. Normally, she's very attractive. She's alluring and mysterious. Very witchy-like, magical. It's all about creation. She's passionate. She's independent. Someone doesn't know how to that person who's like afraid to lose you, afraid to go through the portal, they're afraid to have communication because they don't know how to transform this energy. With a Queen of Wands energy, they see someone as a Queen of Wands. They don't know how to transform this. They don't know how to go into a new cycle, to end that, and to but it's still building, it's brewing within them to transform the situation with this Queen of Wands. If it's not in regards to someone else and it's only you, then this is as you transforming, struggling to know how to transform yourself out of these energies into the Queen of Wands for creation. I'm not knowing what to create. Someone's not knowing also what they want to create, so how to go about doing it. What a spirit. And the fool. The fool taking a leap of faith. Landed out on the distant thunder. And I told you, if someone's being pushed, they can't run from it. So this is the taking the leap of faith to work on clearing the air, speaking their truth, of also coming from, like, expressing themselves, their emotions, and being innocent and pure within doing it. So it's back to that energy, the person who doesn't know how to transform the situation, how to express themselves to a Queen of Wands and what it is that they really want. And it's like you have all these emotions inside. You see the 10 of coins, like building a legacy. You see long term with this person. You may not know how to do it. Why don't you speak about it? And then we have the fool. It landed on the distant thunder. This is, I told you, spirit trying to get them. They're pushing them. It's like, you can't run from this. Are you going to face this or not? You have the power to change this. You may not know how to go about it, but first and foremost, you have to face it. You have to speak up. You have to share and express yourself. That is the only way to try to transform this situation, to have it a rebirth in regards to this situation, to end out the old, to start the new. Someone's afraid for this to end because they don't want it to end. They want to transform it, but they don't know how. Yes, you do. You need to speak. And speak up from this innocent and pure place. Express yourself and your emotions. What it is that you'd like. What it is you want. And if you don't know how to go about it, that's okay too. You be honest. That's that innocence also in regards to your emotions and what it is you want, because you can express yourself what it is you want, but also, I don't know how to do this. I'm not sure how to do this. How do we do this? Can we figure this out? The only way you can try to see if it's at all able is to have this conversation. But the fool taking that leap of faith, knowing that they're going to land on their feet, it's going to be okay, no matter what happens. There's this resilience here, like that childlike innocence in regards to, hey, I'm going to try this, and if it don't work, it's okay. I'll go do this instead. They're resilient. The moon. Illusions, fears, taking a leap of faith over the fears, over the illusions. For the Three of Cups, coming together in celebration. Because that's what they want. And the Page of Wands, being enthusiastic, passionate, and being inspired, right? Having inspiration and all right, well, advice, guidance, and support. Because we're during the Keepers of the Light. It's funny, what I'm feeling here is something more warm and gushy. A lot of confusion around it. What I'm feeling is more probably romantic. If it's not romantic, then it's friendship, with like maybe potential of someone seeing something in you, wanting maybe to work at it being more than friendship. There's a romantic feeling that in warm, gushy. I'm not feeling familiar in this. Advice, guidance, and support for this reading. Please, Spirit, what advice, guidance, and support do you have for this reading? It doesn't look like I am going to be doing the weekly for the signs, for the elements. I will try, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. I know I need to come on and do for the new moon. And that was the goal, was I was going to be coming on here to do the new moon, and it was going to be then the weekly for the signs. But this is what we got pulled to do. So I have to listen to spirit, and trust, We have Diana, focused intention. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high. Expect the best possible outcome. Remember, I was saying something about your thoughts or your perception or something like that. That's what that has to do with. Um, that's the fool too. And in a way, you have to think about it. The fool can't take a leap of faith if they don't believe that it's going to work out for them or that they're going to be okay, even if it doesn't work out. Master Buddha. This landed out over on the Page of Wands. The person who wants this new beginning, who wants to be able to take action on how they feel. So Master Buddha, increased awareness, deep. That's also, remember the energy I was feeling, that death card in reverse. This is somebody else. That's their energy. It's also that Page of Cups, when we went back to it, of, hey, they feel these things, but they don't know how to express them. So at the end of it, they want to be a Page of Wands, and they want to be able to be enthusiastic and passionate and inspired and be able to come forward and express themselves and, to take those leaps of faith and be in that energy, be okay. Master Buddha, increased awareness, deep connection, trust your inner voice. Mother Mary, love and peace. Let go of the need to be right. Choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time. It landed underneath the moon. Illusions, fears. Mother healing, what illusions, fears, programmings you have, right? From mother wounds. And then we have Shakna, what? Sacred self. Unleash your spirit, express your gifts, dance to the sacred rhythm of life. For some reason, it's Shakna. I don't know. Hello, can I read that? So at the bottom of the deck, Gaia, Earth connection. Be mindful of the planet. Come back to Earth. Stay grounded. All right. It's time for me to get off here. Thank you for joining me. For whoever this is meant for, I hope it is helpful. I know I really did not want to speak about what I'm going through in my life, but I was called to for people, for that connection and whatever they're going through, to help them know that they will be okay regardless of what they're going through. As well as, I don't know, the sharing of myself. Whatever reasons the spirit calls me to do what I do, I have to do it, even if I'm not understanding it all or if I don't like it. So anyways, I hope this reading was helpful to you and beneficial. I pray that your day is full of peace, love, and joy. Thank you for joining me. If you could please like this video and share it if possible. I know some people are leery about sharing stuff like this because they feel uncomfortable, people not accepting of it, but if not, that's okay. I understand. But if you could still please like it, as well as subscribe to my channel. I appreciate all the support. Thank you. Have a great day.